Lesson 49 is about linear intercepts. And then we will also see transversals. So let's start with the linear intercept. When we have something like this and they ask for us to find the equation of the line, remember the equation of the line is y equals mx plus b. Now in this drawing, in this graph, we can find b very easily. Remember, b is the intersection with the y-axis. And so b is 2. I can just put 2 here. Now to find m, which is the other one we need to find, we need to see how the points are moving. So if I go from that point to, let's say, this other point that I know for sure what the coordinates are, then I'm going to move 1, 2 down, so -2, and then 3 to the right. So the slope in this case is -2/3 and then x plus 2, and that's the equation. Very, very simple. Now what happens with a graph like we have here on the right? Notice that we don't know what b is because it's not in the drawing. So we can guess that it's somewhere up there, but we cannot know for sure, so we have to actually find it. So what we need is 2 points where we know the coordinates. So I know this point, that one is 4, 0. And I also know this point here, which is 3, 6. So let's start by finding m. Now again, we can do it with the formula, or we can just count how many units does it go down and how many to the right. In this case is -6/1. And the slope is -6. Now how do we find b? Well, we're going to have to do it algebraically. So we're going to use the y equals mx plus b, and we're going to substitute values we have. So if we use, for example, here 4 and 0, 0 is the y and 4 is the x. And we found that -6 is the m. So all we have to find now is b. If we multiply this is -24, and we have to pass that -24 to add, so b equals 24. And notice that that's what we said. We said it was going to be up there. We just don't know exactly where, but now we do. It's on 24. So the answer, remember, is the equation of the line. So it's -6x plus 24. And that's it. That's our answer. So again, we're going to look in the graph for 2 points that we can find the coordinates. And then with those 2 points, we're going to find the slope. And then after that, using the slope and one of the points we found, doesn't matter which one, we're going to substitute on y equals mx plus b so that we can find b, and then we can give our final answer. Very, very simple. Now, if you need to see this again, just go back and watch it again so that you can continue and do this very easily. Now with transversals, remember that is whenever we have 2 parallel lines, like in this case, we have parallel lines with 2 lines that never touch, and we have a transversal. This one here is the transversal. It's the one cutting or intersecting both of the lines. And we've learned before in the past that this angle here, 153, is the same as this one here, and that is the supplement of z. So if I subtract 180 minus 53, the answer is 27. And that 27 is the same for z and for b, because of the same thing that we've talked about transversals and the angles formed with parallel lines. Now that triangle that we have there, we can solve by using trigonometry because we have an angle in one of the sides. And so in this case, what we have to see is, okay, if we have SOHCAHTOA, remember SOHCAHTOA, and we want to find A is the adjacent of 27. So adjacent over hypotenuse is K. So we're going to use cos of 27 equals adjacent over hypotenuse. So if we put that in the calculator, 7 cos 27, the answer is 6 and 2400ths. And now we do the same with b. b is opposite side to 27, so we need to use sine. Sine of 27 is b over 7. The 7 that is dividing goes to multiply, so 7 sine of 27 equals b. And if we put that in the calculator, we get 3.18. And that's it. That's all we have to do. So we're using something that we learned so many lessons ago when we learned about parallel lines and transversals and the angles formed in between them. And now we're also using trigonometry that we just learned a few lessons ago. So notice how fun how we can combine different things together. So let's look at this one again. We have 158. So if we find the supplement of 158, the measurement is 22. And B and A are the same, so A is also 22. And to find M and N, we're going to do exactly the same thing. So we're going to use cos 22 is M, which is the adjacent over 90. So we're going to do the same for N. Sine of 22 equals N over 90. So this is the same every time. So to find M, we have to pass the 90 to multiply and put that in the calculator. And if we do so, we get that M equals 83.4. For N, we do the same. We pass the 90 to multiply the sine 22. Remember, sine 22 is a number. And then that equals N. And if we put that in the calculator, we get 33.7. And that's it. So go do some practice. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And I'll see you on the next video.